1-year anniversary. And God willing, our Disney cruise on January 29th that got postponed last year is still going to happen. They're going to have a lot of rules. You're going to have to, go through 7,000 tests before you get on the boat. But you don't want to be on a boat with people that are sick. Let's put it that way. So we're going to trust that they're going to figure out a way.
You also
to make
have
it
to
safe.
wear masks in all the enclosed places.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Oh, great.
So
Okay.
I decided I'm just going to buy lots of, bling, sparkly masks.
Yeah.
And
We saw a few today that were fun. Now, Angelina is always looking for the bright light at the end of the tunnel. She's always looking to make lemonade out of lemons, and she made some lemonade out of wearing a mask. Would you share that? Why you like to wear a mask?
Yeah. So the whole time where we were out everywhere shopping, grocery shopping and all, I found that when I wore a mask, I got carded. So if I wanted to buy a bottle of wine or something, I got carded all the time. So I said to Armand, who needs Botox, right? Just wear a mask.
Good, okay. All right, so this is You're So Light by my brother Scott Calixty. I wrote the third verse of this version. You walked into the ashram like you were walking onto a cloud. Your hair strategically shaved right off your head. Your aura so well endowed. Well, you climbed aboard your astral plane as you laid your body down. And all your friends thought that you were enlightened. You were enlightened well. You're so light. You probably think you don't have a shadow. You're so light. I bet you think you don't have a shadow, don't you, don't you? Well, the minute you start feeling pain, you give it real quick to God. I don't do pain anymore, I'm too evolved. And you stay away from energy drains like relatives or real jobs. I know we busted some on that one. Well, you stay in bliss most all the time. And when you're not, it's hard paying those bills that aren't worth your attention, your precious attention. Oh, you're so light. You probably think you're close to ascending. You're so light. I bet you think you're close to ascending. Don't you, don't you? Well, I couldn't leave the song well enough alone. I had to write my own verse. For those who hide behind spiritual words, in order to avoid true intimacy. You're not much at commitment, 'cause you like to stay in the now. You like to keep your options open, 'cause freedom's your sacred cow. You can't keep a relationship, 'cause they call you on your stuff. But when they do, you say, that's your projection, that's your projection, 'cause you're so light. You probably think you don't have a shadow, you're so light. I bet you think you don't have a shadow, don't you, don't you? There's no place like home. I think the first time I ever saw There's No Place Like Home, I think was the Unity of Divine Love, which is where we met Kira 20 years ago in Chandler, Arizona. And I think we still have that
we bought
the little plaque, and it's still sitting in our foyer. There's no place like home. Okay, now I would love you to sing one of your beautiful classical songs if you have a choice.
Well,
or anything you want.
Well, this is what showed up. So I think that's what I should sing.
There's no such thing as rejection. It's the mini disc pointing us in another direction.
That's right.
Okay.
So this is All Is Well.
And it's hard sometimes to know that truth, that all is well, when so many things don't look like it's all well. But again, it's the big picture. We can't get caught up in the frames of the movie. We have to know that there's going to be a good, happy ending, okay, even though it gets chaotic sometimes in the middle. So this is All Is Well. God is balance, all is well.
Thank you.
Intimate but mighty. Oh, I love it. I love it. So, have you ever noticed that when you read a book or you watch a good film or you do a class or you do a workshop, if it really, really resonates with you, you think everybody else should do it too? It's just natural. We want to share our goodness. And the trick is to know when you're offering something and when you're being pushy, okay? And we don't want to be pushy, but we want to be available to share what works for us with other people, at least so they have an opportunity. And so I've learned more and more and more that there is no one size fits all in anything. Not with diet, you know. I remember somebody told me that you can't be spiritual unless you eat the right food. And then I'm remembering Chris Rock. Chris Rock, he goes, I don't understand religious diets. I can't imagine you going to heaven saying, I killed a few people, but I ate right. You know, it's like, you know, so those words resonated with me. And I support anybody from doing what makes you feel good about your own diet, your own religion. But we all have our own paths in so many ways, and they're individual. They really are individual. So a friend of mine, She's into yoga, 90 minutes a day, every day. We go on vacations with her, and she finds yoga places to go. She is that devoted. I wish I were that excited about yoga. We started getting into some yoga that's really fun called goat yoga. Have you ever done it? It's absolutely fantastic. It's so fun that we want to do it every day. Right. So we're motivated because of the goats.
For those that don't know, they it's all about baby goats, and they come and while you're doing yoga poses and all, they'll come and jump on top of you, and the instructor knows you're really not there for the yoga, you're there for the connection with these animals. So, but these baby goats are just so adorable, and so we have fallen in love with goat yoga.
It's a blast. And so, another thing is different types of meditation. There's so many different types to find what works for you. I went on a 10-day silent Vipassana meditation course one time back in Georgia. And can you imagine me being quiet for 9 days? It was the most horrible, most wonderful event I've ever been to. That's the only way I can describe it. All my insecurities came up, which was divine, but it wasn't always fun. So I remember I'm going, oh my God, I got it. And the next day I was in the pits of darkness. Oh my God, I lost it. And the next day, oh my God, I got it. And I finally got in that Vipassana class was, and it took 9 days for it to happen. Remember the old story of the Buddhist statue made out of gold, and they covered it in clay because they didn't want people to know how valuable it was, and then eventually the gold shone through and they chipped away the clay? The message I got was, we're all like that. We're these golden Buddhas, these golden Christs that are born that way, and life and parents and teachers and billboards and ads put clay around us and make us forget our brilliance. And our job is to chip away at that. 9 days of silence for me chipped away at that. So it's a fantastic thing. But again, that kind of thing's not for everybody. I told somebody else, it's a 10-day course. You're silent for 9 days. They said, that sounds like hell. I'm not going. It's not one size fits all. So I wrote a song about how difficult doing something that somebody else told you is great might be at times.
Right, but here's the thing, people tell Armand he sounds a lot like Neil Diamond and that he should sing all these Neil Diamond songs.
Holly, holy dreams.
And Armand's like, no, I don't want to do that. Well, we called up Neil and asked if he would do a song that Armand wrote for him to sing. And Neil, of course, said no. He's a little too busy. But his cousin said he'd come in and sing this song for y'all. So,
ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you now to Neil Zirconium. Yep, not the real thing, but equally sparkly. All right, so one of the things I thought would be cool is to do a parody of a bunch of Neil Diamond songs, like a new age album of all Neil Diamond parodies. It could be like, you don't bring me crystals. I don't know. Anyway, so this is called Sweet God of Mine, based on Sweet Caroline. Where it began, I can't begin to know it. All of my friends were going strong. I took a class in the spring, but it felt more like summer. This Bikram yoga feels so wrong. Hot, really hot, need some air. Let me out, I can't breathe. Sweet God of mine, this hot yoga feels so bad. I've been inclined to wish that I never had signed up. So I tried something new, a sitting meditation. Threw threw out my medication too. Sitting upright, legs crossed and body aching. Spent 30 minutes faking peace. Knees, hurting knees. Close my eyes, going deep, I fell asleep. Sweet God of mine, why can't I just use a chair?
A chair, a chair, a chair.
One that reclines. I believe you just don't care, or do you? Okay, I know it's very important to do our yoga poses, warriors and downward goat and upward dog and this. Oh, and the one I like, the tree. Oh, sweet God of mine, how come I don't feel so good?
So good, so good, so good.
Sweet God of mine, my yoga teacher said I would. All right, sweet God of mine, let's all do it. Sweet God of mine, how come I don't feel so good?
So good, so good, so good.
Sweet God of mine, Eckhart Tolle said I should. You must become completely disidentified from your ego. Oh. Oh. Hey, thank you. All right, so we're going to sing a couple of Christmas songs because it's not too far from Christmas, so we usually do these around this time of year. And the first one is a song that I wrote in 1996 for my Unity Church. She asked me, will you come and sing at our Christmas Eve celebration? And this was just when I was just starting to perform full time. And I said, I don't have any Christmas songs. I only pretty much do songs that I wrote, and I don't have any Christmas songs. And I got a little sad that I wasn't available to help. And that night, I heard, it's going to sound weird, but I heard the voice of John Lennon say, I've got a song for you. And truthfully, I walked over to the piano, and all the chords, and all the melodies, and all the words came out. Now, I have had some more conservative spiritual groups, traditional Christian groups, kind of put down any kind of channeling, like they don't understand channeling and all that stuff. And I say, well, tell me about the book you follow, the Bible. She goes, oh, well, that's, I says, is that, who wrote that? He said, well, the words were put down by humans, but they received information from a higher realm to write it. And I go, channeling. That's really what that is. That's a form of channeling. So we get caught up in these languages when the truth is we're all connected to the same God, and we get these messages, and we need to get away from some of the semantics that separate us because we have a ton in common. Do you know that there are over 3,000 Christian sects of religion? 3,000 different slight variations, and yet many times folks are trying to tell you that their way is the only way. Have you ever heard about that trip when this guy was taking a tour of heaven? Roger probably told you. Anyway, this guy was taking a tour of heaven, and he sees this amazing place with stained glass and incense, and it smells great, and people are all in these robes. He goes, what are those folks? He goes, those are the Catholics. They're up here in heaven. The Catholics, they're in heaven. He says, great, great, great. And then he sees this white building, and people are on their knees, and they're praying, and on their knees, and they're praying. He goes, what's that? He goes, that's the mosque. That's where all the Muslim folks are. They're here in heaven too. And then he goes by one of the biggest places, and it was loud. It was rocking. It was jamming. It was probably from Texas. Anyway, it was a huge, awesome place. And he goes, wow, who are those people? He goes, shh, those are the fundamentalist Christians. He goes, why are we whispering? they think they're the only ones here. And the truth is, it's one God for all of us, right? One God for all of us. Anyway, Roger, you can steal that. Okay. All right. So anyway, we're going to do a couple of Christmas things, but the first thing I'm going to do is the song that John Lennon gave to me that night. This is called Remember the Man. I sang it that week at the church, and it's something that we pretty much do once a year at Christmas time. The kind of a unity representation of what, of Jesus. 2,000 years ago, a virgin birth, they say. Who knows just how it happened anyway? Some say that he was God. He said, so are you. Christmas is here. What will you do? To forget about the time, forget about the place, forget about the day and remember the man. Christmas time is here, the New Year's on its way. Forget about the day, remember the man. 2,000 years ago, he said we are all one. And love your neighbor as yourself. He made the water wine, that all seems very fine. This year is gone, who have you helped? To forget about the time, forget about the place, forget about the day, remember the man. Christmas time is here, the New Year's on its way. Forget about the day, remember the man. Play it, George. Sometimes we get caught up in what to buy and who gets what. Let's set aside a little special time and give the gift of love. And forget about the time, forget about the place, forget about the day and remember the man. Christmas time is here, the New Year's on its way. Forget about the day, remember the man. Christmas time is here, the New Year's on its way. Forget about the day, remember the man. Forget about the day and remember the man. 2,000 years ago, the world's first Christmas day. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we did record Remember the Man. That is on our newest album, which is called Forever. So anyway, while we're at it, let's do a more traditional Christian song. How's that sound? But we're going to do it Elvis style. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much. By the way, my name is not Elvis, it's Melvis. Elvis's older brother who was given up for adoption. Okay. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, wait a second. Let's not do it the tradition. Let's do like a more unity version of that. Let's try that. Okay. Oh yeah. Jingle bells, there's no hell. Heaven all the way. Oh, what fun it is to sing at a New Thought church today. A jelly donut, jingle bells, there's no hell, just say namaste. Oh, what fun it is to sing at a New Thought church today. Many years ago, I thought church wasn't cool. Felt guilty when I'd go. I felt shame in Sunday school. But then I found this place, and they said I was okay. They told me I was welcome there, whether I was straight or gay. Hey, jingle bells, there's no hell, heaven all the way. Oh, what fun it is to sing at a New Thought church today. Hey, cheese whiz, jingle bells, there's no hell, just say namaste. Oh, what fun it is to sing at a New Thought church today. Oh, what fun it is to sing in unity of the Bay League City. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah, peanut butter jelly sandwich. That was different, wasn't it? Yeah, we didn't get to sing that this Christmas like we usually do, so that was fun. All right. Let's see how we're doing here with time. We're looking good. We got time. What do you want to do?
I want to sing an Italian song.
I would love it if you would sing an Italian song.
All right.
I'm going to teach you all my favorite Italian word. It's the it's a beautiful word. It's the Italian word for refrigerator. Why is that funny, ma'am? You know where I'm going here. Okay, the Italian word for refrigerator is icebox. Thank you very much. Yeah, Roger, steal that. Now, Angelina's Ukrainian, so I'm going to teach you my favorite Ukrainian word. And it's a cool word. It's grashki. Say that with me. Grashki. So if you get locked out of your house, you better have a grashki. Oh, man, it's getting thick in here. I think I'm channeling Roger here. Okay, all right. So sing your Italian song, but tell us what it's all about.
All right. So this is the very first Italian song that I learned. I was like 13, 14 years old, studying at the Cincinnati Conservatory of Music. And this song has a really sweet message for me, because my mom was a beautiful piano player. And so she used to always go to my lessons and my recitals and accompany me at for my singing. And so I just always felt like she was always there. I just felt loved, safe, nurtured, because she was just always there. And so when I sing this, I just think of those. I have so many fond memories of those times being a little girl where she was always there to love me, support me. So this song is Caro mio ben, which means, oh, my beloved. And the English, I'll sing some in English and some in Italian. The English words are, I haven't sung this in a while. Oh, yes. Thou, all my bliss, believe but this, when thou art far away, my heart is torn. And so my interpretation, my spiritual interpretation of this is when we feel a little lost and we're like thinking we can do everything on our own and don't need God, and we kind of like say, I can do this on my own, well, then we feel lost. And it's easy for me, to let go of my meditation practice, and so when I do that, I don't feel as connected. And, the whole words, let go, let God, are such a powerful expression that sometimes, I'm kind of a control freak and I think I got this, I can do this without any help. And, it's good to let go, let God. So that's what my interpretation of this song is about.
Long
believe but this, when thou art far away, my heart is torn. Thank you. Is it time to...
Give something out to everyone?
Yeah.
I think it is. We like for every one of our concerts for everybody to physically go home with something. We'd love you to go home with something from our table, but either way, we want you to have something physical. So Angelina's going to give something to everybody here today, or we're going to let this sort of pass itself around.
Or I think I'm going to pass it around while you play some flute, some fun
I
flute
think that would
stuff,
be
and
one.
we'll
I'll
grab-
play some fun flute stuff.
So what we're handing out tonight are, I call them be tags. As they say, be present, be kind, be loving. These came to me years ago when there's so many shootings and killings, and the one that hit close to home was the Pulse nightclub in Orlando. That's where we live. And, it just makes me sad, and I just started, having tears saying, what is going on? And the message I got was, be strong, be kind. So be strong because we have our spiritual tools, our unity tools, and maybe we can be an example for those that don't have that and can't be strong in things. And be kind because we need to be kind. I don't know if you all feel this, but we feel there's just not that kindness around as much as there used to be. And I think people are angry, frustrated, distracted, impatient. And so I think if we can just sprinkle kindness everywhere, that maybe we can bring that back. Because I would like to see that we can be kind to each other again and not feel uncomfortable around situations. So that we're going to hand out these little tags to you.
Go ahead, make my day. So, in Native American tradition, the trickster mixed in with the wise person is often called the heyoka. Sometimes it's called in tarot and things like that, the fool, because there's a balance kind of there. And the animal that's denoted with that quality is called the coyote. So a lot of times you'll hear humans refer to, they're real coyotes because you never know what they're going to do. They're the kind of person that would take all your clothes while you're skinny dipping somewhere and make you run out to find them, you know. And I think a coyote would do that. All right, so everybody get their tag?
Everyone got their tags?
Good. All right, how's our time here? Let's do, how would you like to do a love song with me? Is that what you're?
I was thinking.
Oh my God.
We're so on the same page.
We are so on the same page. So we are huge Disney freaks, absolutely love Disney movies, love the whole idea of imagination. Think Walt Disney was truly a heyoka, a genius / fool. We've heard the term fully realized from Swami Vivekananda, and we call ourselves happy idiots. And people say, why would you use a negative word? Well, a happy idiot is not a negative word. A happy idiot means there's so much in their right brain that they're not going to get caught up in a bunch of negative stuff that makes them feel bad. So somebody will say, oh, there's a big pile of horse manure in your front yard. And the happy idiot goes, there's got to be a pony here somewhere, you know? So that kind of thing. So happy idiot, the word idiot also has idiosyncrasy and all that. So it's not necessarily a negative word. It's another word for the fool or the jester mixed in with the happy word. So we're constantly talking about how we're always looking for ways to make the best and the most lemonade out of every single thing. And you're fantastic at making lemonade out of lemons. And people say we're in denial. We're not in denial. We know there's negativity in the world. We just don't want to focus on it. Okay, we see it, we feel it. Yeah, thank you. So this is a Disney love song that was not written by a Disney person. That was written by our producer, Fred Bogert. Fred Bogert's in Louisville, Kentucky. It's where we do all of our recording. And he wrote this song. And every time he sang it at a wedding, somebody would go, is that a Disney song? He goes, no, it's my song. It's a duet. And he said, well, it sounds a lot like a Disney love song. And then he said, I know a couple of cheesy people that would probably love to sing this song. And we heard it and we fell in love with it. So this is our Disney song. It's on our album Forever. This song is called This Is What Forever Means. And ma'am, sometimes because we're now in a chanted forest, your bluebird may start singing. It just happens. So just be open to it. It may happen at any point. Also, because this is an enchanted forest right now, everything is perfect. And everybody gets along, and everybody's nice, and Democrats are nice to Republicans, and back and forth. That would be cool, wouldn't it? And people are shaking hands across the aisle. They have differences of opinion, but they speak about it in a civil way. They disagree in a loving, kind, civil way. And the animals and the humans all get along, and none of the animals ever have to go to the bathroom. Now, you may think that's funny, but name a Disney movie where an animal lifted their leg. You won't see it because it's enchanted. And by the way, you wonder where I get this stuff? It's a gift. Okay. Did you hear that? I come to you, you come to me. Heart to heart, we dance with nothing in between. as time moves on, our love stays strong. This is what forever means.
With every day, new songs to sing. Life circles round us like a golden wedding ring. In every prayer, love is always there. This is what forever means.
And I'll be loving you forever. I'll keep you in my heart, and we'll discover every day is when forever starts.
With every change
With every change
that comes our way, we'll find the
heaven in each ordinary day. And with our love, we'll live our dreams.
This is what forever.
You and I together. This is what forever means. We're so connected. We're starting to finish each other's.
Sandwiches.
That's what I was going to say. Oh, thanks. Okay, a little bit of Disney. Oh, thank you. A little bit of Disney trivia. We're starting to finish each other's sandwiches is from a Disney movie in a song. Does anybody know what the Disney movie is? It's Frozen. And it's the song where the bad guy sings with Anna early on. And that's why we don't remember it, because we don't remember him. He was not, he was not the right guy. But they did sing a song called Love is an Open Door, and one of the lines is finish each other's sandwiches. So one more bit of Disney trivia. Donald Duck's middle name. Okay, I'll give you a clue. In the 40s, they had a movie about a little poor kid that turned out to be a rich lord. His name was Little Lord Fauntleroy. That's Donald Duck's middle name. Donald Fauntleroy Duck. See, you learned something here. Yeah, normally I don't get quite that reaction, man, but thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate everything we get. Okay, we got time for just a couple more songs. How did that happen? Let's do a song. I wrote this song out of a shower one day. Do you remember that?
I was going to suggest
Were you
that.
thinking that? Okay.
I was.
I just had this idea, and Angelina heard it, and she says, I think that would make a very funny parody. And before we knew it, we had it. Do we have any Johnny Rivers fans out there? Johnny Rivers had the most famous song of his was called Secret Agent Man from the 60s. And so I wrote this new version, and I'll sing it for you now. About a special kind of guru guy. Ready? There's a man we all revere as holy. He's read every book by Eckhart Tolle. He's living in a cave because he will not be a slave. I'm believing everything he told me. Meditation man, meditation man. He knows his holy numbers, but he's changed his name again. He was on an episode of Oprah. He just got a text from Deepak Chopra. He knows just what to say, always ends with namaste. You best believe in everything he told you. You know why? Because he's a meditation meditation man. He knows his Enneagram number, but he doesn't know his name. He meditates for hours at a time. He fasts every single day from midnight till 7 a.m. the next morning. He is spiritual. He's a Western boy with an Eastern view. Yes, he's a meditation man. Don't disturb or harsh his mellow. Meditation man. He knows his astrological sign, but he doesn't know his name. Very important here. Please don't ever offer him a burger. He says eating meat's a form of murder. Now don't tell him about the news, 'cause it just gives him the blues. He would rather just be the observer. Meditation man. He knows his holy number, but he changed his name again. What is his name? Wind whisperer, speaks with mountains. Bob, that's right, his name is Bob. Meditation man, baby, Bob. Squirrel. Obviously, I have way too much time on my hand. Okay, so let's see. Let's do, I think we should do one more song for these wonderful people. They got their gifts. We got the bluebird. We covered all the basics. I think that's pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna finish with a song by Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen's most famous song is Hallelujah, which I understand is one of those words that's pronounced the same in every language pretty much. Hallelujah. It's a form of the word rejoice. Hava Nagila also stands for rejoice. Okay? So to me, we came here to rejoice, and yet so many different religious philosophies want us to be miserable. They don't, like somebody told me, you sing at those unity churches. That's one of those feel-good churches. I said, yeah, where do you go? Someplace makes you feel horrible? If you're learning about God, you should be feeling good, because it's your higher self you're learning about. You're tapping into your joy. It's all about becoming higher, closer to God. We're enlightened, not enheavened. Is that a word? Be more light, have more fun, be more rejoiceful. And again, it's not about denial. Feel whatever you need to feel, okay? They even showed in that movie I mentioned in the service today, Inside Out, the Disney Pixar movie, they showed that she wasn't able to truly get to joy until she felt some of those other feelings. You gotta feel them, but then you move on and step into the new earth. The new earth is all about feeling what you need to feel, deal with what you got to deal with, but then walk and step into the age of Aquarius, the new light. Trust that everything is working out and moving you towards the higher good all the time, even the really, really, and especially the really, really uncomfortable stuff. Okay, so this is our version of Hallelujah. I will sing one of Leonard's verses. Angelina will sing a Spanish verse that she learned from Il Divo. Ladies usually get a little sweaty when we say Il Divo. And then we will sing a verse that I wrote for the song. This is Hallelujah, and we just want to say hallelujah for you all coming here today, because you may not see a lot of people, but it's a million times more than we had a year ago when we were stuck at home, and she was stuck with me, poor thing, what a saint, bouncing off the walls. Okay, let's do it. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do ya? Oh, I know you do. It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, a baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. In español.
Un soldato pasa a regreso, mi niño eterno seguro, na trabajo un roce de la lluvia. Un desamparado se sopo por causa de una buena acción y un honor. Aleluya, aleluya, aleluya,
I lift my voice to God above, who only shines eternal love. And life was hard before I really knew ya. You hear me cry out in the night. You turn my darkness into light, till every breath becomes a hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You know the word. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hit one of those real high notes, honey.
All right, thank you, thank you.
We're going to tell you a real quick story, and then we're going to close with a musical version of the prayer for protection, because you already know all the words. But the story is, our house started flooding one night. Rain was pouring in, and where they were building our addition, they had not sealed it yet. They were going to seal it the next day, but we got a 3-hour pour-down rainstorm in Florida, and 100 gallons of water went into our home. So Angelina and I, she's putting buckets
All right, so
up.
Armand's resting, actually. He's taking a nap, and I'm noticing this drip coming in the house somewhere. So I look up, and it's coming out of the window frame that they're going to make into a door eventually. And so I got a bucket, and I'm holding the bucket there, and all of a sudden, there's another thing coming out over here, and I'm like, I got to wake Armand up because this is becoming a little too much for me. And so I woke you up.
So we spent about 7 hours with a shop vac. I learned how to use the spin cycle in the dryer, spin cycle in the washer and the dryer, towels, wringing, pouring, blah, blah. And the rain stopped. We got all the water up. We pulled all the carpet back. We moved all the furniture that was there. We worked, and got it all done. It all dried out.
What song did you play?
Well, I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. And I went, Alexa, Everything Will Be Okay in the End by Armand and Angelina. So that song came on. I knew I needed to hear those words. And Angelina, what did you do? She decided to make some lemonade.
That's right. So I made margaritas.
That's a lemonade out of lemons, limeade out of margarita. So we just dealt with it, and yeah, it stunk, and it was not fun. But we just put 1 foot forward. We managed to get everything dried out with fans and everything by being there, and then we went to a Unity Church the next day.
So here's a real gift too. You know, we're on the road a lot and out about and all. And we happened to be home. It was a Saturday, I guess. And so sometimes Saturdays, you know, we'll spend the night somewhere to do our Sunday morning. So anyway, we happened to be home that weekend. Thank God, because if we weren't home, that water would have been, who knows the damage and what would have happened. So
would not have been good.
So we are grateful that we were there.
And here's a wonderful thing that turned out as a result of it. We were short about 20 grand to finish our edition, which is we're going to find a way.
That's a whole nother story.
That's a whole nother story. But we got a $6,000 settlement for that stuff. Even though we told them, we fixed the carpet, it's going to work, these stains can come out, we don't care about a little water damage on the stuff. He goes, I have to give you full replacement for everything. So he gave a $6,000 full replacement for everything that got damaged. We managed to save it all, so that went towards the $20,000 that we're missing. We got a third of the money almost overnight, all because of a, quote, horrible thing that looked like it was happening at the time. So let's sing the prayer of protection. We're going to invite you to stand up, and the words you already know the words. Let's do it. Imagine that James Dillard Freeman and the Reverend James Brown got together to sing the prayer of protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let's sing it again. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.